love extension cords. We've all got them, but the hassle of the tangling of cords and taking up the whole outlet and yet only getting one outlet's use is so frustrating. And you went out and found this awesome product that really, if you could love extension cords, you now love them thanks to this. It's a 25-foot extension cord reel with 4 built-in outlets. 4 built-in outlets for 2 easy payments of $14.58. Did you want to do like the David Venable happy dance when you found this?
Well, yeah, because I mean, this is what you normally struggle with. These there's 4 extension cords here on this table.
Yes.
Extension cords are great. The problem is when you finally get to the end, you have one plug. One. You usually have to plug in a lot more things when you're using an extension cord. So this allows you to go 25 feet, plug in 4 different things into the 3-prong grounded outlets, and have a master on and off switch at the touch of a button. And oh yeah, when you go to wind it up, it's this easy. It's not wrapping it around your arm. It's not a mess all over the place. There's 25 feet here, all right? There's 25 feet in one of these, all right? It's like having 4 cords in one.
You know what's really funny? So we were at, it's fall, so we're at the big box store, like trying to figure out what mulch to get and whatnot. And there's always like a huge display multiple times throughout the store of extension cords. How much does one extension cord cost you that's 25 feet? This to me is what is selling it for me to pick it up for my husband, because they're really expensive, and still at the end of the day, you just have the one outlet.
That's it. You just have the one outlet, and you're thinking, wow, I could use so many more. And let's face it, whether you're doing a home project, working on your deck, or do-it-yourself stuff, a lot of times you're using tools. You want to be able to plug multiple tools in. So when you pick this guy up, you know that you have power. When you go to the next one, you know you have power. Instead of saying, okay, which one's plugged in? This one's not plugged. It's so much easier when you have 4 plugs to be able to plug into, but only 1 cord. It really cleans up the mess. It makes it easy.
Well, we have an update for you. Not only is today going to be the last day that you can bring this genius invention home at the featured price, we have fewer, I believe, than 700 to go around, and then that's going to be it. There's no reorder available. I think my first and obvious question, is this indoor? Is this outdoor?
You can use it for both. That's the great thing about it.
You can use it for both.
You can use it for both. Now, we don't recommend you leave it outdoors, because if you leave it face up like this, the water can get into the outlets.
Sure.
But if you're going to put it outside and you want to cover it, that's great. But for the most part, you're using it for the day, you're bringing it in. So if you're using it for camping, you're using it for tailgating, you're using it for the home projects. I mean, we're getting into the fall season. What does fall mean? Fall
leaf
cleanup.
Blowers coming out in full effect every weekend.
If you got your Sun Joe and you need to plug in 1 or 2 of them, it's real easy. And the great thing I love is about when it's plugged into the house, all I simply do is wind. I wind and I walk.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
It's this easy to go ahead and wind up 25 feet. So, and then to pull it out, I left it plugged in. It stays plugged into the outlet.
Huge.
And then all I'm doing is walking back to where I need to go, and I set it down.
Well, and I just want to grab this extension cord, because as there is no reorder and today's going to be the last day on our featured price, how many times have you just needed an extension cord for 5 or 6 feet? Yet you do that, I'm going to go around front, Marshall, and it pulls around where you don't need it. And then all of a sudden somebody's like, oh, hey, and then you get caught up in it, because that starts a hazard.
But I mean, it starts a hazard, but it's also, where do you store that?
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
All right? I mean, just to have 4 extension cords somewhere, think about what it cost you. Where do you store it?
Look.
All right, and that's if the extension cord's clean and dry when you go to wind it up. It's usually wet. It's gone through the mud.
Knotted up, which is the worst. It's kind of like Christmas lights sometimes with the extension cord, especially with the longer ones too at 25 feet, because you're not really sure where the knot originated.
Right, and this is so much easier. It winds up on the reel. All you do is turn it. You hold it in one hand. It comes all the way in. There's 25 feet with 4 outlets at the end.
4 outlets.
I mean, that's the great thing.
As compared to this.
Yeah.
Which would you rather, especially if you're the one out there doing yard work, especially if you're the one that's got the honey-do list, like, we're caulking and sanding the walls, and yet at the end of the day, you can move and up to 25 feet with this and use as much cord as you need to. I loved the little video with people tailgating because you know those outlets are a premium.
Well, and most of the cars and SUVs nowadays have a plug in the back.
Yes.
But they give you one plug. Well, you need more than when you're tailgating, all right? You need one just for the blender. So, I mean.
What about the music?
Exactly, the music. What about charging your phones?
Yes.
All that kind of stuff. Here you can see it. There's that perfect scenario. You plug it in, there's your blender, there's your TV, you have music, you're charging your phones and your iPads and all that other stuff. You know, you need the extra outlets. This does it, and not only that, it stores down into such a small space, and you can put 4 extension cords or 4 cords off of this if you like.
And it's grounded at the end of the day,
Yes.
which is huge. So I just want to let you know we have fewer than 300 to go around, and we are busy on our phone lines. There is no reorder on this, and you know, I just think about even the fall season. I just think of the chimenea, and I also think of s'mores, and then I think about a thing called glamping, because I'm going to be darned if I'm going to go camping with you.
We used to go glamping all the time.
We're going to glamp and bring the hair dryer with this one.
You have to.
We're going to, you know, have the little night light. We're going to, again, be able to charge our phones. We're not roughing it with this.
No, and when you go camping and stuff, you plug in all the extra lights around your campground and stuff like that. So all the other little ancillary things that you have outside, there's usually a TV, a toaster, all those different things. So as you said, it's glamping. When you camp, you go all out. When you go tailgating for your, I mean, football season kicked off a week ago. How many people are looking, all right, you load so much up in the car, you're not taking 4 extension cords.
No.
Now you can have 4 cords in the space of half of one and still be able to plug in all your favorite things when you're there.
And even if you only use 2 out of the 4 outlets that are grounded on this easy tool, built-in, amazing extension cord, should you need to make a friend and should somebody need just a little bit of power, you don't have to say no. We are now down to our very limited final quantities. We are very busy on our phone lines, and if you could use automated ordering, that would be the way to go. If you were to then 200 to go around, and that's going to be at 200. And we started the show with more than 700. So stay on the lines for this because today's the last day on that featured price. And basically, you all need it, and it sure is so much better looking than that yellow, black, and blue and orange unsightly hot mess you brought in here, Sean Pickford. All right, it was great to see you. Thank you so much. All right, that item number is V317811. Now, I have to tell you, when people find out that I'm a host on QVC, there's always like the question of what's your favorite thing to say.